Come on. And they're doing this again. Ah! Away we go. Hey, Mystic Lotus. We have been having all sorts of fun without you guys. I know you guys like to be a part of things, but for the first few times that my wife and I go and play video games together, you guys are not going to be a part of it. It's not fair. I know. Thank you, Bibble. I do appreciate it. Hey, Josiah B. Cordero. Don't mind me. I'm just in here butchering people's names. Whoops. All right. God, you dog smell so bad. Hey, Peterbot. It's Jocelyn. Then why is it spelled Josiah? My goodness. Jocelyn. Ma'am? I think you need to go change your profile name. Just a bit. We are going to be focusing. You are not taking Oliver into the back with you. Girl, you are 6 shades of slutty. You need to stop that nonsense. That is, first of all, Oliver's your father. You need to stop trying to entice him to go back into the bedroom with you. And Oliver, you need to stop trying to go and do what you're trying to do to your daughter. Go take a break. Go fucking relax over there somewhere. Nasty dogs. Hey, Daniel. Thank you, Bibble. Thank you, Peterbot. I messed up that one. It's Josiah. You're driving me nuts, Josiah. You're driving me nuts. So how's it going, guys? We are... No, you're not going to go and... Get over in there. Go on. You are not laying in the floor in here.
Well, she's laying in the floor.
I do not want your... No. No. I don't want you to go and try to help her. No. Come into the house. The house smells like... We'll just say dog. 200 subs. I hope so. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. We already hit monetization. And I know I've put this to monetize. So, sorry, folks. Some of you will be getting some ads. I am this close to my second YouTube payment. If you're wondering what I'm doing off screen, I am getting things ready to showcase my tarantulas. Like the freaking nerd that I am. Thank you for the likes. I do appreciate it. Our tabla right here. And we'll start with this precious little monster. Whew. Come on. All right. So this cage belongs to our Theraphosa apophysis, or the Goliath pink leg tarantula. Though when they get older, they kind of lose the whole pink leg thing. Let's get over here. You're from Invincible. There is, in fact, a train. We can be nerds together. Now, check out that spider booty. She has got the junk in her trunk. This is a female Theraphosa apophysis. Theraphosa apophysis are technically a tropical terrestrial tarantula that is generally found in Venezuela and Brazil. They can get 13 inches in leg leg span from one tip to the other, so to speak, which means they can get bigger than a dinner plate depending on the dinner plate that you use. They are primarily insectivores. However, kittens aren't necessarily off of the menu, child. So behave yourself. Yeah, that is in fact. Yes, I have watched Tarantula. Not Tarantula. I'm slowly losing my mind. The caffeine is wearing off rather quickly. I have watched Invincible. The comic is far more gory and gruesome, though. Let's see here. But that also goes without saying. Most comics can be, especially the old Batman comics. Jesus, you know that whole no killing thing? Turns out that's rather recent. Now, you got to make sure they have plenty of humidity. This gal could very well be pre-molt, which means she is no longer eating, no longer functioning like they typically do. I have never watched Superstar. The cat, nice, yummy dinner. Tarantula might think so later on, so that cat better be minding its P's and Q's. Make sure when keeping a tarantula that is tropical terrestrial, you do your damnedest to keep the dirt moist, but not too moist. If you go and over moisten the dirt, you get this nasty little thing that we call mold. Mold will possibly clog up the book lungs of your tarantula. Tarantulas have 2 sets, which means 4 of them altogether, of book lungs, which help them acquire more oxygen, giving them the ability to get larger. Now, to be honest, there are... I'm going to give you a guess. That's why I didn't want to pet her. It ain't because she's a bedwetter. Yeah, I know. She's got Oliver all over her. And that's her father. Oliver, you nasty fuck. Well, technically I use fresh water. We don't go and get it out of a water bottle. We typically just use it from the tap. They don't seem to have a problem with it. If they did, it would be rather peculiar considering a lot of our male tarantulas live far longer than they should. Case in point, our Monocentropas balfouri male. It's right over here. The female in this cage. This cage is still drying out. Oliver, I don't know what you expect from me. I'm kind of disgusted by you right now. Could you maybe not? Could you leave me alone? Get the fuck... No! I have no. Do not. Just... Dog, you smell... You smell so bad. Get out of here. Unless that smell's not coming from them. Oliver, leave me alone. Get out of here. Pretty sure it is. You're gross, dog. This is the Monocentropas balfouri's new cage setup. Now we have one male and we have one female. The males and the females are typically easy to tell apart. The females are quite larger than the males. That right there, that spindly little fellow. Yeah, but he smells like doggy sex. And no. You smell like an area of Duchess that I never want to get close to. Just bleh. So, this little critter right here is looking for a better male. This kid right here, this male Monocentrobus balfouri, see, I believe it's Larry because we did Harry, Larry, and then Mo, and then one of them got called a different name. I can't remember what it was, but it was because he lost a leg. This critter managed to injure his back leg and still hasn't taken care of it. Generally speaking, the tarantulas will do that themselves. They will go in and they will remove a damaged, broken, what have you, leg so it doesn't impede them, but he has just left it on as a part of his body. So, look at that. Now, the males tend to have a darker complexion overall, while the females have a lighter abdomen, carapace, and first segment of their leg. The females also tend to be a more vibrant blue. You want to see the scorpion next? Well, she is actually out and about. This species of tarantula, just a heads up, is an arid terrestrial species, which means, generally speaking, you want to let the dirt dry. And it slowly is. You see how it's the first inch or so, it's nice and dry? Yeah. We need to keep that going. Now we only have one scorpion. And as per usual, this scorpion is an insectivore, not a insectivore. That's improper grammar. Go over. No, I don't. You dogs need to leave me alone. Get out of here. Get out of here. Till you guys stop stinking. All right. I got it. Here we go. This is our scorpion. Its name is Needles. It is a PetSmart special, I think, the scorpion. It was approximately $18. Look at that, and she is a chunky thing. Look. Well, Mystic Lotus, you can always do what I keep telling you to do. And plug your phone in. There's this magical contraption that they invented just for said occasion. It's called a phone charger. Yeah. It exists for a reason. In any case, my phone's at probably 86%. But this gal is an insectivore. Asian forest scorpions, like her, have mild venom. They typically cannot make you regrettably sick unless you are allergic to their sting. Their sting is comparable, or so it's said, to that of a bee or a wasp. So, that was the scorpion. Because it is tropical and terrestrial and an arachnid, we have got a Mr. Cage now. Not too much. Here we go. There she is. It's Gotcha Beach! By the way, I had my wife play Onward with me tonight. And I think that was probably what made Onward interesting again for me.
Hey.
What? You made it fun. Is that a bad thing?
Just because I couldn't figure out how to change out.
No, it was hilarious. She forgot how to change out mags.
No, I've never used that gun before.
It's the same as the big gun that you had before. You gotta push down the button to change out the mag.
And then do this snap thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to hold with this hand and grab with this hand.
I hope we get to play it again soon.
We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow.
Now,
I'm not gonna guarantee every foot.
what really makes me excited is it was her physical therapist.
Well, I brought up about the moving for the.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about. We were using one of the newer guns that's for what is it? Support, right? And freaking one of the mags, it's one of those mags that needs to be pulled out because it's a drum mag. And no, I don't want my phone to die faster. So these critters have 3 main types of defense. 2 of them are in the front. 1 of them is in the back. Josiah, I recommend plugging again. Guys. Magical thing. It's called a phone charger. It's a phone charger. You should always have it handy. Phone charger. Thank you. You guys should have more than one phone charger. We need to have like an emergency preparedness discussion here, simply because phone chargers are like, unless an EMP goes off and all electricity is kaput, phone chargers kind of important. Having a portable phone charger kind of important. Having a solar charging station, very important. I just don't have one myself yet. I also want solar panels up on the top of the house. So, oh no, Alf. Oh, Alf, no. But yeah, me and the missus were out there plugging enemy on Rookie. I ran out in front of her gunfire. I'm gonna go back tonight, so stay tuned. After I'm done with this live and we take our shower and whatnot, when we're in the bedroom, I'm gonna go and take our live stream and work on getting it set up so you guys can see the shenanigans that played out, because that was some fun stuff. Hey, how's it going, Fire Drip? I really appreciate the fact that you're here, but Alf, doesn't Fire Drip's name sound like a medical condition? That's crazy! Okay, so for those that don't know, and you might want to look this up because he's always looking for new people to participate in his group. Alf here, Alf here runs a weather-oriented group called Torn Hub. I know it sounds really bad. But it is so oriented toward normal that it's family recommended because of the stuff that's on there. It's not going to traumatize kids unless destruction from tornadoes traumatizes kids these days. My mama had me watching Twister when I was a child. So we got the fuck over that shit real quick. Oh, another cow. No, I think that's the same one. Yeah, that movie. You should put P at the start. The rear is the most deadly weapon of the scorpion. Yes, it is. So long as it is one that's got some potent venom. This little scorpion that we have here, one last look at her. Okay. guys. Oh, now I get it. Fire drip. That's terrible. We all know what you're getting at here. So this little shit stick right here, this scorpion, for Torn Hub, replace the T with the P.
I thought you were playing the first letter of fire drip.
In any case, that little scorpion right there absolutely fucking refuses to stab some of its victims. Envenomate them, kind of make it easier, probably a little less traumatic for the prey item. Oh no, we can't have that. That little shit stick decided to hold a cricket down, eat it ass end first, on camera, a while ago. We lost power all night. Alf, you don't have a backup generator? What type of guns do you have? Not the type we admit to having on camera. Not today, Fed boys. We don't play them games here. We like to keep secrets. Lots and lots of secrets. Except for Alf. Alf is pretty straightforward with everything. Don't meet Alf down a dark alley. He's the kind of person that will make you regret it. Just listen to some of the shit he says. Our lake is 33 feet above normal. That ain't a lake, sir. That ain't a lake. That is a newly formed sea. That is a newly formed sea in the United States. Release the sharks. Just let them go. I think it's time. Yeah. Why did you say my name? Why do you... Because you came onto the platform. Why I said Arkansas's ocean. Oh, fuck. We have a new Great Lake, folks. Everybody forgets that places in the United States, like Utah, for instance, literally at some point used to be underwater. Now Arkansas has an ocean. Uh-oh. Now this is our Vietnamese centipede. Just chilling. It was out earlier this morning, but decided to go into a tunnel. Look at that. Alf, you can't just say that. It's, or at least the Kraken. Look at that. And this is pretty much what owning a Vietnamese centipede is like. This is the majority of their time in your care. This is the majority of their time when they eat a substantial meal out in the wild, what they do after they eat a substantial meal out in the wild. They are what is referred to as pet holes. They are asshole pets who live in holes in captivity. You never really get to see them, but like once a year, maybe twice a year if you're lucky. We got really lucky. He was out this morning. I didn't snap shots because I was so not ready for the morning. So not ready for the morning. What's the difference between snowmen and snowwomen? Snowballs. Oh my god. My boyfriend got me a rabbit and he sadly passed away. Today is not my day. That about sums up this entire year. Your rabbit passed away. Our friend's cat ran away. My dad died. Holy shit.
Our friend's cat ran away.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't see the post from Acid?
Oh, yeah. You lost Monkey.
Yeah, we lost Monkey this year, our precious little white cat. We've lost, I think it's 2, maybe 3 male tarantulas that passed away. Maybe it was 2. 2. Some bugs make great pets. Some bugs do. This bug right here does not if you want to handle it. Vietnamese centipedes are actually quite venomous. However, they are not inclined to really go after you unless you try to put your mitts on them, which is kind of how the rest of these animals are too. If you let them climb up onto you, the likelihood of you getting bit, so long as you pretend to be a tree, pretty low. However, if you go and say, hey, I'm going to pick you up. Oh my God, why is my hand on fire? Yeah, no. Hey, Orophile! And look at that, we got 9 likes already. It's a good day to be on a live stream. I also have a little bit of energy left, but hold on, folks, because the brain's not braining very well, so my mouth might be going a mile a minute, but squirrel. That kind of shit. Yeah. Was June? Jesus Christ. What happened? Did it seem like it was sick? Like, did something accidentally get to it? Wow. That is such a short amount of time. You only had it for 2 days? No, I'd return that shit to Petco or wherever the fuck you got it from and be like, it's defective. You cannot. We got him off Kijiji. Well, Kijiji needs to take that rabbit back and reimburse you for the money lost. Kijiji is a Craigslist for animals?
Or it's just another type of Craigslist.
Oh, for you know what you need to do? You need to go and find somebody local who raises and breeds rabbits that has a history of raising and breeding rabbits, because some people will literally be getting rid of animals that they know are sick simply because they don't want to take care of it. All right. We humans, we have got a good side, and then there are those humans out there that make humanity look horrific. Yeah, rabbits live up to 2 to 8 years old. Some of them live longer if they're freaks of nature. Some of them live shorter if they're forced to. My mom took it upon herself to have us build a rabbit hutch back in the day. She didn't really think it through all that well. The rabbit hutch had a wooden floor. It had the wooden domicile that opened up into a kind of like a screened area. The males on one side, the females on the other, separated by a wire fence in the middle. You know what we learned rabbits can do through wire? Any guesses as to what that might be? Let's use a nicer term. Procreation through wire fences. We had so many baby rabbits that my mom did the one thing that you're not supposed to do when you are breeding animals. She let them go. Not a single rabbit survived. Not a one. In 35-degree sun and heat. So that's Celsius. I'm guessing you're over in Europe somewhere. Flew away. Pretty sure one of you will. What's he big enough for, Stu? Oh my god, that's expensive. What state do you live in? I live in Oregon. They claim he was 5 years old. Yeah, he might have. What?
It says a state of denial.
State of denial. Oh my god. By the way, I have one complaint about that headset. When you're trying to look at anything up from here, it's blurry. Yeah. All right. Canada. Canada. Oh. So you are the northerly neighbors of we here in the United States. Rip Terrace. Oh my god. Damn, I want Stu now. Oh my god. Alright. Whoa! Stop! You're bitching!
Yeah, you're gonna make him start bitching soon.
There we go. Alright.
Does he need food?
Maybe.
I know I don't probably do.
You're gonna make frozen grapes? You can't just alakazam frozen grapes into existence. You gotta freeze them first. Hence frozen grapes. Alright. Now, I am trying to get back into the habit of doing poetry that revolves around animals. And it just so happens that one of the poems that I have is for an animal that I own. So let me go get the animal that I own and then my poetry journal.
You're not gonna feed our doggies?
I guess they're going to need more energy if they're going to accidentally do the nookie nookie. That is so gross. Oliver, she is your daughter! You disgusting four-legged creature!
Are you gonna have to give Duchess a bath?
I don't want to give Duchess a bath. She smells like dog vajayjay.
Yeah.
She still hasn't moved. Oh, I got my hands in the freaking Vaseline. We use that to keep the freaking ants out. I have played a little bit of Doom. A little bit. Original gameplay. Doom. Alright. Denied. With an intense sense of wonder as their presence makes her tense. Sweet tense because their size gets immense. They can get to sizes set so large as a pet cage needed to have their needs met and cause you to fret, but you won't regret any death ahead. They masticate and believe. If you do pursue and want to keep them, you need to think it through, especially if you food construed as rude. Food is in there. Some beings below us the whole. Okay. Read it once through. There we go. All right. The Lasiodora parahabana is gonna cause drama. As a bit of fauna, you're gonna wanna. If not try to buy, as you can't deny you tie these guys. With an intense sense of wonder as their presence makes some tense because their size gets immense. They can get to sizes set so large as a pet, the cage needed to have their needs met may cause you to fret, but you won't regret any debt you net. Because you'll appreciate the dens they create in times that await where they masticate on bugs you plate to accommodate hunger their growth creates. If you do pursue one to keep in view, you need to think it through, especially if you are new to keeping a tea or two. They can exude a mood construed as rude, but they only want to feud when a dude intrudes, and if food is viewed, they'll strike to ale any creature that fails to dodge fangs that assail, with venom hailed as mild on the pain scale. Though when it affects other arachnids or insects, the venom erects a reaction which infects those they elect to leave wrecked. It's a liquefaction situation where the predation in relation to mastication presents an alleviation from starvation. It's like acid that works for the arachnid in a bid to help it remain placid. These are bound to be found in the ground around Brazil, and are renowned for their ability to astound folks both in and outside of town. Some being so bold as to hold these creatures that I'm told will make the blood run cold in both the young and old. Boom. That motherfucker. Now we can't go into too much light on her because she is pre-molt, but she is definitely still very chunky. I did try to feed her not that long ago, but she wanted no part. It looks like she's got a little mat down again. Hopefully in the next few days she will molt. These critters are considered insectivores, however, they will take an opportunity to take vertebrates if they can manage to nab one that is weak enough. You want to see it closer? Alright, we're going to be very careful to not shake the cage too much. Now, the hairs on its abdomen are called urticating hairs. This is considered a New World species, which means it evolved the ability to defend itself with its ass hairs. When anger flares, this thing dares to throw its ass hairs. Yes. Those hairs are meant to get into your airways. They're meant to get into your eyes. And after about 30 minutes of being on your skin, it'll feel like you went and got into some... Oh, what is that called?
Mosquitoes.
Yeah, why not? Mosquitoes. I feel like you're having an allergic reaction. Yes, ass hairs. And I've rhymed. few times with that shit. She seems very docile now, but that is one of the effects of being in pre-molt. The difference between molting and shedding, generally speaking, is that animals that molt tend to have an exoskeleton, while animals that shed tend to have a endoskeleton, or they are vertebrates. This rule does not apply, apparently, to birds that are said to molt their feathers and not shed them. So, scientific community, thanks again for confusing the excuse me, that's been buried down deep, out of those that are participating out in the real world, where we have to contend with the persistent fucking changes and wild, weird, wacky ways you perceive this world of ours. I swear to God, scientists have no fucking clue what their choices do to the rest of us. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. We got to boost her humidity without directly spraying her. So what we're doing is we're taking the water, we're hitting the wall, and it is going down the cage wall into the dirt around her without necessarily getting her. This is Little Bitch. That is quite literally the name of this particular tarantula. She earned it when she was younger. She's kind of a sweetheart now. Little Bitch also goes by Little Bee or that hairy thing over there. She is the only tarantula that used to let me pet her. Like I said, she's pre-molt. We don't do that as of right now, but we might get back to it after she casts off this exoskeleton of hers. We have got to treat her as if she is going to molt tonight, because she could very well molt tonight. We don't know. It is the way it is. It's like the Monosyntropus balfouri female that I showed you guys earlier. That little shit decided that she was going to molt out of nowhere. She was not lethargic. She seemed to be slamming back food. She was all over the cage. And one day I looked in the back, and what did I see? That. For a second, I thought we had two females in the cage. I was like, who's spending my money? Nobody. They had me guessing. All right. Now let's get the lid back on her and put her away. And then I'm going to read the poem again. Actually, I'll read it right now, because what we do is the intro and outro is the same poem for the segment on the animal. The Lasiodora parahabana is gonna cause drama. As a bit of fauna, you're gonna wanna, if not try to buy. As you can't deny, you tie these guys with an intense sense of wonder, as their presence makes some tense because their size gets immense. They get to sizes set so large as a pet that cages They get to sizes set so large as a pet, the cage needed to have their needs met may cause you to fret, but you won't regret any debt you net, because you'll appreciate the dens they create and times that await where they masticate on bugs you plate to accommodate hunger their growth creates. If you do pursue one to keep in view, you need to think it through, especially if you are new to keeping a tea or two. They can exude a mood construed as rude, but they only want to feud when a dude intrudes, and if food is viewed, they'll strike to ale any creature that fails to dodge fangs that assail, with venom hailed as mild on the pain scale. Though when it affects other arachnids or insects, the venom erects a reaction which infects those they elect to leave wrecked. It's a liquefaction situation where the predation in relation to mastication presents an alleviation from starvation. It's like acid that works for the arachnid in a bid to help it remain placid. I did this so much better the first time. These are bound to be found in the ground around Brazil and are renowned for their ability to astound folks both in and outside of town. Some being as bold as to hold these creatures that I'm told will make the blood run cold in both the young and old. Wow. Brutal. That was brutal. Not gonna lie, first time was so much better. Whew. Maybe next time I'll get it as good going out as I did going in, and I need to watch my phrasing. There might be kids in this adult chat. All right. Oh, fucking cat.
Is he asleep?
Yeah, and he's laying right where the cage needs to go. Hey, beautiful. Hi. Can I pick you up? My baby. Oh.
That just is like, I'm coming, Dad.
Kiss my baby. Does this many count? Listen to him. You're so cute. Yeah, my baby. His name's Jasper. Look at that face. He's so cute. Alright. Sit you down so that I can take care of the tarantula. Here. Don't move back onto the lid. Yeah, which you needed to, okay? She said Critter convinced me to get my charger. And I said, yeah, which you needed to, okay? Okay. I shouldn't have to convince you. This is what we've gone over so many times. This is common sense, friends. It's common sense. Which I did not get to deal with very much of at work today. Kind of the usual, though, when it comes to my job. People driving the wrong direction. I guess we wouldn't say multiple times per person, but it did happen multiple times throughout the day with other people. Like, guys, come on. That's the direction you drove in. Why would you drive out that direction?
Because it's fun.
Oh, there are vehicles driving toward you. It's almost as if you are going the wrong way. See, I should not be the voice of reason as somebody that has been dropped on his head multiple times, both in my teenage years and in my developing earlier years. For me to be the voice of reason means that the world has gone very astray, friends. Very astray. Also, the fact that I make a pretty good security guard is quite surprising. Because I tend to be a goofy motherfucker, especially when I'm running on caffeine and creatine. Be like, and away we go. Okay, kids. So we have crickets we are taking care of here. There we are. This is our critter keeper that's got crickets. We have some live crickets still, which is amazing. Okay, that is a good start. They still have some food to chew on, so we're not going to add any more. We are only trying to add moisture to the water dish. Ooh. Everybody's got secrets these days. Except for me. I think you guys know all of my little quirks by now. You guys even know that I can have a pretty nasty temper time or two. So, probably not the thing that I should be bringing up, but it happens. Especially when I'm playing that video game. Hulk smash! Hulk smash! Alright. Now, this next tarantula is one of two of the same species that we have here in the house. This is a Lasiocyanosazami, formerly known as a Pteranopelma. When I brought up earlier the crazy things that scientists do, this is what I mean. This discussion piece right here is the cause of many the same rant over and over again. This critter was once known as the Pteranopelma. It is a tropical terrestrial tarantula that does not get very big. This is the size of your typical cell phone. That is the size of the tarantula. It's not ginormous by any means when it comes to a tarantula. An arachnid, for most of us, this would be considered really big. But for a tarantula, this is on the smaller size. Now you can see that it's got a purple hue to it. That is why its common name is the Brazilian blue violet. The females tend to be a very rich blue color. They are strikingly beautiful. The males, they're all right. This little critter, as you can see on its abdomen, has some missing urticating hairs. This is, again, another... Have you seen Gerald's Game? I have not. This creature is a New World tarantula, which means it has the unique trait that New World tarantulas tend to carry, which is the aerial defense mechanism called urticating hairs. This thing will cause despair with its derriere hairs, okay? It will throw its peach fuzz at you to get you to fucking leave it alone. Its main goal is to get that fuzziness into your eyes, up your nose, and your airways overall. However, if it does hit your skin, guess what? It's going to be so irritating. It's just like the Lasiodora parahabana. There we go. Always make sure that when you are keeping tarantulas, your tarantulas, whether they are an arid species or a tropical species, have some form of hydration. I do not appreciate those out there that are trying to convince individuals that certain tarantulas do not need hydration. Yes, I made sure the Balfouri have a water dish. That's what I'm talking about, though, is when we started dabbling in old world arid tarantulas, there was this common knowledge theme where people said that your Monocentropus balfouri doesn't need to have a water dish because it acquires its water through its prey. That is such a load of bullshit. Do you know how many times I have caught our Balfouri, especially after copulation, having a thirst situation, dehydration, causing exacerbation, of their immediate living situation. Yeah, my rhyming's going downhill, guys. It's because I'm tired. But that's good. I walked 14 miles today. Look at this. This is our other Lasiociano Sazamai. Notice he has a small bald patch. It's not this magnificently ridiculous thing. The problem with the other Lasiociano Sazamai is that while we were going and trying to rehouse the little shit, he decided it was an opportunity to go for a fucking walk. So this tiny tarantula found itself behind one of the dog kennels. What did I have to do? I pulled out the dog kennel. I got on all fours underneath the table where the dog kennel was. And while my face was this far away from him, he kicked the majority of his derriere hairs. Yeah. This is the good boy. The other one's the bad boy. Them's the breaks. But literally do not. She's warning you. Don't do it. Tomorrow it's going to be a rough day, guys. I'm probably not going to be coming on in the best mood. That phrasing again. I am going to be stuck out over by the traffic shack pretty much all day, unable to freely move about the complex like I like to do because
You can't even do your rounds.
I can do my rounds to get to the break room, but I can't go and do my rounds like I typically like to. And it's all because officially the story is going to be I'm supposed to be keeping watch to make sure that there are no speeders. The unofficial story is we got a bunch of complainers going through the line.
Which you know you're gonna be.
Nope. Which is going to be hilariously horrible because he's got a bad temper to begin with. So maybe my presence will be just the thing to make him quit. He really does not like me because I got him in trouble when he kept calling me the Nazi word. Yeah. He still is begrudging because he got in trouble even though I told him to fucking stop. Alright, so that is our Harpicdira pulchripes. He is an old world tarantula that is very much an arid species. He does not necessarily like water, although I have caught him drinking at least once or twice. He is an insectivore who has made it very clear with the sheeting that he has up over his den entrance that he is done feeding for the long haul. He might even be done feeding for the rest of his life. I don't know. Could be very sad in the next year. Are you going to be traumatizing each other? Where did Alf go, by the way? Did he leave already and I just didn't see him say bye? Alright. So this next tarantula is a Brazilian white knee. It is supposedly another tropical terrestrial tarantula. However, this gal tends to like it semi-arid. We usually put in just enough water to keep it moist. Oh, fuck. Her water needs cleaned. To keep it moist until halfway through the next day where it dries out a little bit. And around and around and around we go, doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for, well, it to remain the same. So it's not quite insanity by definition, but it is insanity adjacent. Insanity, for those who don't know, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. As many of you know, our politicians have a case of long-term insanity. Oh. Oh, I missed it. Gosh darn it. Alf saying goodnight. What?
Jasper looks like he's looking for a spot to try to cure while like this coat. He was reaching up and stuff.
What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?
That just wanted to hop up.
Lordy. Do you have... Stop it. Have water? Oh, no. It's mine now. Get your nose out of her hiney. All right. So let's get started with taking care of this critter. And then we will take care of the roaches, and then we will call it a night. Going to bed a little bit earlier than usual. What?
The plants.
What?
Blueberries.
I don't think they need watered.
Okay.
Unless you want me to go out there and try to water them.
No.
They should be fine until tomorrow. We'll water them tomorrow. It's also supposed to be cloudier tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, no.
By the way, those plants are growing like 6 inches a week. It's absolutely...
73 and most partly cloudy.
Yeah. They should be fine for one night. We've done it before.
Well, it rained this morning.
And I asked him if the ground was still wet, and he said somewhat. So, yeah, that's right. The Pardews were over picking blueberries. It was good to see them. They asked us how much we'd want to charge for using water. I tried telling them before no, but they're insisting, so we better come up with some price.
Using the water for what?
Blueberries. So this is the cow. This is our gal, Charlotte. That's a stress girl. We're going to go and put the lid back on her cage here in a second because you don't want to leave her stressed. A stressed tarantula is not going to be a healthy tarantula and is not likely to live as long as they potentially can because tarantulas already run off of direct blood pressure from their heart to their extremities. That is why, by the way, it's like hydraulic pressure. That is why when you see a tarantula or a spider curled up when it's dead, that they do that they curl up. It's because they no longer have pressure running to those limbs. Scientists have started utilizing tests to see if they can use dead spiders to do minimal tasks. You fucking kids! Hey! Duchess Oliver, no! Duchess! Duchess! Alright. Roll your kennel. You got it. Go on. Get in the kennel. Go in your kennel. Kennel. eating something, there's only one thing in that room that you will eat. Stay fuck in that kennel. The second she saw me, she laid dead on the ground with her paws in front of her, and I was like, "You're done. You are done." Yes, we have 12 likes. I really do appreciate it. Hey, guess which kitty cat we haven't seen? Guess which kitty cat we haven't seen? Look at this baby. This is Munchkin. Oliver did good. This Munchkin. Look at that kitty cat. He's so cute.
No? Just you stay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's my baby. All right, you ready? I missed your spider joke. What was your spider joke? All right. Hold on. How far up was it? Look at them white knees. Girl needs some lotion.
No.
Damn. That's actually pretty funny. Why is there a pill bottle with no lid?
Because I lost the lid on a couple of them, sorry.
I'm going to go and give her some more water, too. It's a good joke. Oh, we got 13 likes! Yes! By the way, I think the most likes that we got, 25. That was last week during a 5-hour live that we did. Okay. So don't be alarmed. Hey, Adam Pascal. Safe from Oklahoma storms. That is good news. So these are dubia roaches. The females are the larger bodied, shiny ones. They kind of have the patterning down the back. The males have the wings, and the juveniles are the ones that are kind of this gray color. Yeah. So we feed these guys fish flakes. They love it. They like it. Now you got 14. I think that I am missing something here because this is what happened last week. For some reason, I can't see one of the likes. I charged my phone. Oh, that's good. I'm going to pour some fish flakes up on there. It's weird, but I really do appreciate it, guys. Just by the sheer number of views that we're probably going to have, which is going to be bordering close to 300, I'm probably going to hit that 100 mark, and we're probably going to get our second payment for YouTube, which is going straight into savings because we've gotten the totes that we need to make the new cages. That's already been taken care of. We need to go and buy some more cocoa fiber, stuff like that, but we are on the cusp of getting it done. The money is being saved up. We are having to do a lot of legal things. We still have not gotten in my father's bank account. After his passing, it's still untouched. I need to call up his bank, which they have a branch here in Oregon, and I need to assess whether we're going to have to drive in with his death certificate. or whether we can go and do something over the phone. For the live, we're actually not that far away from calling it. We do have to take care of a few things. For instance, this little critter right here needs to have the water dish wiped out. This is our southern alligator lizard. And once we are done taking care of that, hold on. Once I'm done taking care of that, we will move on to the orange head roaches. We'll also put the cage clamps on this one's cage. So that there is that extra protection from the cats. She is ready for bed. When did we feed her? Was that on Monday? I think that was on Monday, wasn't it? She due for some more roaches?
Better the previous Friday. So yeah, Monday would fit.
All right, so she needs to get fed tomorrow. That's probably why she's getting fussy. Just gave her some new water. She is another insectivore. However, they will eat vertebrate species that they can get their claws on. Bye, Josiah. Listen.
We got a letter on our door about the parade this weekend.
There's a parade this weekend?
On Saturday.
All right.
Milton Way will be closed from like 9 till 1:30.
So am I gonna be home for that?
Are you gonna go spend the day with us?
Do you want me to?
It'd be nice. I need to have my heater.
I mean, I guess I can.
I thought the plan was, is once Dad was like,
Bye, Josiah. We will be back on every day. Would you guys like me to go live during...
oh, you found the clamps?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're only going to need to use 2 on this one's cage. There we go. Oliver, stop! He's fucking getting excited for no reason. I ain't got the freaking... Oh, we got 14 likes! Which means we probably have 15 likes. I just can't see them. And again, when we go to bed, I will go and start working on sharing those videos with everybody. Me trying to help you, but being terrible at helping you.
I did better when I got toward the end, right?
Yes, you did, honey. I missed that. Gaming with each other. I don't know why we stopped. Wait, Was it because of my attitude?
I don't think so. I know we started wanting to play.
You guys do need to move, though. No, Oliver. No. Whoop. Hey, guess what? Going down. Ah! I need more water. I'm getting dehydrated trying to be goofy, guys. It's working against me. But, I'm sorry to hear about your mom. The bad news is, if you don't go and mess with the money and use it to get the fares in order and whatnot, it's just going to go to the bank, and the bank probably is undeserving of it. I'm pretty sure your mom wouldn't want it to go to waste. So, I know that the money that we're going to be getting from my father is going to be going to the house, to each other, to his kids. We've got a brother over on the East Coast who is deserving of it as well. You guys have got to fucking eat your food. These freaking roaches. Here we go. Give them some new. So these are orange head roaches. They are no longer what we try to feed our tarantulas because the roaches themselves have been undergoing some health issues, and I don't want to get my tarantulas sick. Josiah, what in the heck is going on? Didn't you say you were going to bed? Like, I'm still in the stream. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the bottom of your screen. What you're going to want to do if you're trying to get out of the stream all the way and it's still playing shit is you're going to go down, you're going to want to flip up, and you're going to see 3 lines or 3 marks, something on your screen that you can click to get it to where you can access all the other apps that you've been on before. And what you do is you click the close all, and that will shut down all of it. You won't have any background noise coming in from any of the apps that you were on. Jill, move. Okay. Okay, guys, this is it. What?
Here's one of the dominoes. What do you think?
Ooh. Check this out. This is one of the dominoes that my wife is going to be selling at the bazaar this weekend. Of course, there's sets of dominoes.
I still have to paint and everything, but
I like it. And it looks like that table is doing wonders.
mm-hmm.
Look at that. Nice. Okay, so you guys have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, I better not see you on the news unless it's good news.